Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to our Carpathian countryside live stream Let's Play style series. How is everybody's Monday been? The start of the work week for so many of us. Waylon, good evening. How are you doing? Are just finishing up a sunflower contract. Got a couple more contracts to do tonight. See what other kind of things we can get ourselves into. Blue Jeans, welcome. Or welcome back, I should say. Avery, how you doing? Dozer, good evening. Nicholas, how are you doing? Good talking to you, Will. Tookie's here. No, we're not doing that. But hey, I've got an option to do a $100,000+ sugar beet contract. Nope, not gonna do it. Not gonna do it. Sipper, what is up? What is up? We got a lot to talk about tonight. Mostly, what is next? What is next in this channel? What is next with respect to our farm sim content? I've got some light ideas, but I am open to suggestions. Yeah, the official Forza gameplay video was interesting. I prefer to watch some of the ones that have had early access to a preview build for Xbox. They were playing on either S or X. They did show a bit more in those videos than the official Forza video. Yeah, I mean, what's up with this top-down, top from behind view? Seriously. But the sounds are nice. The one video I linked out talking about some, desires for force feedback, more force feedback, and things. Upgrades. He was a little disappointed on how the upgrades worked. Basically, looked like it was the same upgrade tree for every car, at least every car that he had exposed to him, which was a total of 3 in the preview build. Yeah, I'm a little curious on how the tuning is. I'm not a tuner. I can't do builds. I don't understand any of that fancy suspension geometry stuff. Just give me a car and I'll drive it. Yeah. Now, ACC they had that tire model update last year. I haven't been, or earlier this year, I have not been happy with how ACC cars felt since that. I don't know. It just felt like after that tire model change, I couldn't get any grip. Kept pushing through the turns and stuff. Yeah, level up each car, and the way he was talking, it'd be nicer if you could level up a class of cars. But with like 500 and some cars, are you serious? I'm not driving 500 and some cars multiple times to level up each. but it's probably going to be more like pick a car in a series and then level that up. I'd like to hear more about the multiplayer, right? Single player is pretty obvious. You're going to have various cup championships for different classifications of cars, and then as you complete those races, obviously you'll rank in those cups, eventually becoming, you know, the champion of all the cups you enter into. Multiplayer will be interesting to know if it's just more than picking races. And yeah, the cups they showed, like little 4-lappers. Right, to be anything serious, it's going to have to be races that are longer than 4 or 5 laps. You know, give me a 20 lap, 25 lap championship. Connor, happy birthday to you, sir. Good evening, David. Good evening. As you continue your speed run through Starfield multiple times over. Get another corn contract. I think I'm going to take everything that I get extra from this corn contract. I'm just going to go straight to the corn dryer and dry some corn. I'm going to go with the Subaru. I mean, I'm not willingly going to be driving a Ford. David, it sounds like me a little bit with Baldur's Gate, although I'm not playing it early in the morning. I'm not playing it before work, but I did after I got the kid dinner. I did fire up my single player in there in order to do a little bit of inventory management. Find myself holding on to rings and amulets and armor, boots, and gloves a lot. So I had an idea to kind of better organize them in my chest. The Subaru, I don't know. I mean, typically the Subaru would be all-wheel drive, but for the series, it may be front-wheel drive. So it's going to pull through the corners. Right, you're going to want to be on the throttle through the corners, so it will pull the car through. I mean, in theory, that's why a couple of those parts of that video looked like he was drifting. Really, it was front-wheel drive, right? So the front wheels are pulling the car through the corner the way the front wheels are directing. And the back end is just kind of hanging out there, slinging it out. So if you keep the back end under control, the front wheels are pulling you around the corner. Good evening, Delilah. How is that? Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to our Carpathian Countryside gameplay. We are here celebrating Connor's 21 birthday. Connor, did you do anything special for your 21st birthday? Inquiring minds want to know. David, I've got a, yeah, I'm similar. I can go back to bed though because my favorite farming wood is up. Glad to have you here. It was fun competing in the bale stacking challenge. Go check out the description, everybody. Check out the description below. But at any rate, I was talking about back when we were more newly wedded. She would run rescue squad. She would do ambulance transport. They had really weird hours, so she was getting up late, get up early, coming home late, and I would just, you know, she would try to be as quiet as possible, but I'd wake up because you just know when, you know, when she's not in the bed. Well, recently we got a new mattress that's like all foam, an all foam mattress. It seems like most of the mattresses now are foam as opposed to being the old coil spring pressure point nightmares. But at any rate, the new foam one, right, it really does not transfer movement. Like, you can get in and get out of bed and the person right beside you has no idea, no clue whatsoever. So she's able to get in and out of bed a little bit more, but I've still managed to figure it out. It's just that psychic link I think you end up having. So for us, we are 21 years. I think that's where we are. I don't know. She has to tell me. Chris, that is right. I am the GPortal US champion. Came in second place in the EU or globally tournament. But yes, that was fun. And in fact, I'm thinking about doing something. And I need to know from you guys, if you guys would want to participate. I'm thinking about doing an open call. To bale stacking. Bale stacking. Can you beat the U.S. champion? Probably you can. It's not like I laid down fabulous times. I just lucked out. Seriously. I just lucked out. Any rate, can you beat the U.S. champion open challenge? One night we'll just host round after round after round of bale stacking. Anyone and everyone can join. Head to head. 3 on 3, 5 on 5, whatever. We'll see how many times I can lose to the audience. Bring your controllers, bring your wheel, keyboard, joystick, whatever controls float your boat. I started in practice. We did some practice rounds at 1:30 time frame. And my first practice round, I was going to use a joystick because I've been using a joystick, and when I'm on here moving bales around, so I was going to use a joystick. I was slow. It didn't work out so well. So I went back to just mouse and keyboard. Mouse and keyboard for the most part. The bracket changed, Delilah, from the original bracket that I published due to some technical difficulties. So I ended up going up against, well, I have to go back and look at the bracket. But I ended up going through 4 rounds. I won 4 rounds of the championship. I did go against Clutch. Clutch did not pull out a clutch victory. He either let me win, or it was just a very bad time to struggle with your bales. Because trust me, I did not lay down any perfect runs. I did not lay down a single perfect run. Let me pull up the bracket. I like the bracket if it's still up here. We had a great time. Got to talk to a lot of content creators I usually don't have an opportunity to follow. So yes, bracket 1 was against Lead Dog. No offense, Lead Dog, by not remembering, but I do not remember names at all. Round 1 was against Lead Dog. Round 2 was against 4B Gaming. And then the championship between me and Clutch. I came through in a clutch, if you will, but I think he let me win, honestly, because all of the practice times, he was better. And then when we did the Giants sponsored one, I came in second to Clutch a couple different rounds. So yeah, either a bad time to have a bad run, or it was a bad run on purpose. Either way, I'll take it. I'll take it. Yeah, DJ had a bad run. You could say that. You could say that. That was fun. So yeah, I'm thinking about doing an open challenge to anyone and everyone that wants to come and join and have fun doing a little bale stacking. See if you can beat the U.S. Championship champion. I'm sure you can, and then you can have the bragging rights that you beat the U.S. champion, so you're really better than me. Just fine. I think that might be fun. So we might do that here in a couple days, a couple weeks. No, not a couple weeks. Probably sometime this week. But it begs the question, what's next after a word from Farmer Ben and Sherry Downs? Thank you for being Farm Barons. What's next in the channel? What should we be doing with respect to Farm Sim going forward? We've been running our Carpathian countryside gameplay here for quite a long time, and you know, we were going to string it out until Starfield came out. We tied Starfield out. Did not work out the best for us because we really honestly just did not have the time to learn how to play the game. I still hold that developers in general need to design their in-game tutorials to actually teach you how to play the game and not just assume that you have some inherent precognition on what to do. So, at any rate, we're back. We're back doing a farm sim, and I feel like I really can't drag Carpathian countryside out for 2 months until Premium Edition drops. I really don't have any maps that I can think of off the top of my head that I really want to dive into. I might have to go back and look at my playlists to see if I can find one. I'm interested in getting some suggestions from yous guys. What could be, what should be next? You know, the winner does not get a trophy, at least not the U.S. winner. The winner of everything, they will be getting an Amazon gift card as well as some GPortal server credits. Bale stacking was fun. I heard you were on a laptop. Because you told me last week your PC was broke. Which gave me some concern. I saw your name on the bracket. I don't know if anyone had a perfect run, right? I had a couple areas where I dropped bales. The bales flung off the forks. I think I knocked a couple bales off the trailer. But, you know, it's not having a perfect run. It's being able to recover and get the job done. Cuba Cana Gaming. Cuba Cana Gaming. That's an interesting name. Welcome. How's it all going? So, Delilah, I do have, and I will be downloading. Virtual Farmer did record everything. So, I'm going to be downloading his master recording. And I might be piecing something together here in the next couple of days. I've also given GPortal a couple suggestions for maybe a future event. One suggestion I have given them is, Kiki, you'll like to hear this one, ATS Cannonball Run, a la FK style. Pick destination A, pick destination B, or origin A and destination B. Pick a load, everybody grabs the load. Everybody gets to pick their own route between A and B with certain contingencies. They could potentially be having to traverse through so many different states, having to stop at X number of waypoints, photo areas, or possibly having to traverse through specific cities. Now, the only thing that has to be overcome is figuring out how to broadcast everyone's perspective, right? So we would all have to, like, stream our perspective to a website, maybe to YouTube, and then someone would have to basically gather all those streams and pull them in as if they were like a broadcaster and be able to, you know, watch, let's say, six different participants, and then be able to switch to the participants and, like, you know, this just in, FK just, you know, rolled it, let's see that action, and things like that. So some technical challenges to figure out on that, but that should be fun if that's decided. I don't know, Chris. I don't know. We'll have to see. Of course, we have Oxbow coming out next week. This time next week, we'll be doing our Oxbow launch party. I might have to see if we can pull some people away from their space travels to participate in an Oxbow launch party. If Giants is willing, I'll be hopefully being able to show off the Oxbow pack this weekend. We'll hopefully have the last two fact sheets for the Oxbow pack on Friday. Tuki, I think to make it most easy for the various creators, we probably have to run a mod-free cannonball. Chris, have you been watching like preview videos of Alma? What's it like? You know, I dumped all of those sunflowers without even thinking about it. I think DJ already put a video up about the Bale stacking challenge. Diablo del Toro, welcome. Welcome. You dropped in while I was trying to hunt up the bracket. The US bracket. Favor Farming was in the bracket for the EU side. I didn't get to watch too much of the EU stuff because I was trying to was actually trying to eat lunch when Virtual Farmer went live and, you know, the mayhem over there began. I was telling people in the chat, in the voice chat, I was like, does he know that he's really between me and lunch? Because we were the first match. I was like, dude, I'd like to eat. It was already like 2:40, 2:45. Wife made some really good homemade chicken fried rice. And it was ready like a 1:30. But we were practicing. Let me see. The EU bracket. Oh, Faber went out in the first round of Farm Sim Guy. Good luck next time. Good luck next time. Here's the EU bracket. All right, we are at what? 29% transported. Okay. Three and a half more loads. Iowa Plainsview and Ohio Richlands. That would be a great description if I could remember either of those maps, but sorry, I don't remember any of those. I'll have to go back and look at the PDAs and see if I remember anything off of those. Sometimes just looking at the PDA, I'll be like, oh yes, I remember that one now. Rabbit Rob, what is up? What is up? I could do with a small town America map. Yeah. Let's see. Let's see. I gave a little bit of thought into maybe doing a another build series or a farm and build series. I don't know. I don't know. Farmer G, what's up? What is up? Got another contract over here for fertilizing. I had somebody comment the other day on our live stream replay asking what tractors I used here. They're all Dudes Far, either base game or Giants delivered vehicles. Well, I guess I will excuse it for now. But I tell you, if you're tardy one more time, you know, something's going to hit the fan. Here we go. This is our contract. Oh yeah, the air hits the fan every day of the week, doesn't it? Park this here. And let's go over here and just check. Last stream we got rid of our wool and our eggs. Where are we at? Okay. I wanted to see if that pallet would finish out because we did move that. In 19, that pallet would have been done for. But thankfully in 22, it's a bit more forgiving. Alright, they're still good. What's everyone's thoughts on Oxbow, given the fact that we're going to be seeing that release in 1 week's time? That's the pack that has the self-propelled rape harvester that's going to be able to pull in multiple rows at a time. It can also be converted over to a multiple row rape fertilizer. I assume you could probably also fertilize olives with that. We also then have the wide 12-meter windrower, 12-meter merger. There is then two trikes, self-propelled trike, a 4103, 4104 or something like that. It does slurry and manure, different configurations. Then a larger variant like the 5105. That also does slurry and manure. What about showing it off on this map? Given the fact that we've got a fair number of fields. Although I really don't want to put down grapes here, so I don't know. We'll have to think about it. But yeah, we're going to try to set everything up and show it all off this coming weekend. If Giant's willing, we do get our early access, which we've gotten for other things. I know it's a pack that is got modest interest in. It's not something that I would have really necessarily been super gung-ho on. That's just because I don't do a lot of slurry and manure stuff. If you are an organic farmer, then it's probably going to be right up your alley. Really being able to apply that organic fertilizer speedy, quick. Remember, in Farm Sim 22, you do have the ability of enabling double application rate. So if you're not doing precision farming, then you can basically do 2 fertilizing passes in 1 pass. I don't know, I think Schultz fell in love with it back when we were doing the Horse Aggravation launch party. He wanted to use the trike for everything. Avery's like, yeah, I'm going to use that merger or that grape harvester. I mean, if you can harvest 4 rows of grapes at once, all right, that's 4 less passes through the field. You're going to get done 4 times as fast. And if there's anything, grape harvesting is a giant time sink. All right, David, catch you later. Oh. Get off the game. He is invested at big time. Invested big time. So, Farmer G, what's Uncharted? What's Uncharted for? What type of game is that? All right, come on. 15,000. Let's go. Let's go. Okay. Got that. We got that. Now looking at this one again, but I don't know. Look, Tukey, there we go. $104,000 for a sugar beet contract on field 9. Yeah, not gonna do it. Not gonna do it. We have soybean contract. We do have a corn harvest right here on big old field 7. I think we're done. I think we're gonna move forward into November, and maybe if some of these baling contracts are still up, we'll take them in November. Field 9 is right here. It's 57.9 acres or 21.5 hectares in size. It's the biggest. It's the big. No, that's not 9. That's 11. Yes, that was 9. Field 9 is farmland ID 11. So 21.6 hectares are 57.9, 58 acres. Oh, so it's like a, an action adventure. Is that what you would call it? Dwayne, what's up? I enjoyed I did a Tomb Raider. Couple of years ago, maybe a year and a half ago. It was when the wife was doing a lot of surgeries, and I played Tomb Raider basically in the hotel room. Yeah, action adventure. We just kind of run around and do things, and then inevitably there will be fighting or problem solving, dungeon crawling, if you will. Farm Sim Jim, good evening. Good evening. So let's get back to this. What is next? What should we be doing? What could we be doing? Farm Sim wise after Carpathian Countryside. I've been stringing Carpathian Countryside along for a little while. We were going to be shelving this for the sake of Starfield. Starfield's going to require more time than I can invest right now in figuring out the finer details, since they don't really seem to want to give you the finer details up front. So we're going to put that on the back burner, and I'm really looking for something to move forward on between now and Premium coming out in November. Oh yes, Crusader Kings 3. I've never played it. But that's is that one of those grand strategies? I know, Chris. I know. Yeah. We'll have to see when all my drops. Hopefully, has it been going into testing? Is it going through a couple rounds of testing? Well, see, Tukey, the problem is pretty simple. If I don't invest 100% of my time into it, I'm going to be spending half an hour trying to figure out what the heck's going on every time. Carpathian country. Yeah, we'll have to see that one. But what, Dwayne? What? And well, I mean, ACC is done, so there will be no more Wednesdays tied up with practice. There won't be Sunday afternoon race anymore. At least not until not for a little while. Yeah, we've got an opportunity. We got a little bit of a gap here between Forza Motorsport dropping and City Skylines dropping, and of course Premium dropping. The big problem with multiplayer challenges is that my streaming schedule is heavily dictated by Giants releasing things on the mod hub, right? Specifically maps. So if a map gets released, or heaven forbid you have 4 or 5 days where just maps keep dropping, then you just can't get on the server to do anything. And at that point, days have gone by, months have gone by. Alright, I have to have completed this contract and not seen the message pop up. Yep. Now there is, let me look at my Steam library. Crusader, I've got Crusader Kings 2. Yeah, that's a grand strategy. Not seeing it pop up right now. I played Shadow of the Tomb Raider. That's what I played a couple years back. Alright, I don't have it in Steam. I know I have it in Epic. Is it Kingdom Come Deliver? Is it Kingdom Come Deliverance? Is that it? It's just kind of a open world, medieval, maybe action adventure, maybe RPG. I don't know what it is. What bucket it would dump into. That's been out a while. Yeah, that one was kind of enjoyable. I think I've got other Tomb Raiders on Epic. I might have some humble Steam keys for some of those Tomb Raiders too. got a fair number of humble keys for random titles, because I do subscribe to that humble choice monthly thing. And the reason I do that is because those that have been around the Discord for a while know that typically we have, you know, towards the end of the year, towards Christmas time, we'll do daily game drops in the Discord, where we'll just do random drawings for games. Let me see if it's Kingdom Come. I think that's what it's called. Yeah, that's it. That's it. 2018 action role-playing game. Yep. This is it. That's Kingdom Come Deliverance. And then, of course, you have Medieval Dynasty. It's not what I wanted. Yeah. Sure. No, that's not what I want. All right, here we go. Yeah, it's on my right. We all have those lists of if I have enough to. If there's ever enough time in the day, if there's ever enough time in the world. You know, if Semper becomes my sugar daddy and I don't have to work anymore, then, right, then I'll finally be able to get around to all these other things. Semper, by the way, glad you're back in town. Look forward to having you on our Saturday night Baldur's Gate 3 run. But again, we'll dig you out of the chest. I think you'll get to level up once or twice at least. Are we level 7 or level 6? I don't remember. I know in single player I'm level 8. And yeah, my party's becoming, they're becoming badasses. Oh, yeah. The Ketheric form fight under the tower. Oh, that didn't last long. And Karlach laid out some, yeah, she got angry. I had some buff. All I know is to like let her swing 4 times, and she was just letting it go. And next thing I know, he's dead. I'm like, oh, sweet. Well, at any rate, we've pretty much done the Underdark. We're going to come back and we're going to do the Mountain Pass. Tukey didn't do the Mountain Pass in his own play, so this will get him to do that. And then we'll go into Shadowlands and all the fun that's there. I was watching some videos today of, you know, things to miss, or that people miss in Act 2. And in my playthrough and the guy's playthrough that I watched, he didn't. When he went to Moonrise Towers, it was a fight, right? But apparently, you can go there before they're aggro and walk around freely. So I want to try that. I want to see if we can do that, because apparently you can get things from some of the vendors there. And the one guy video I watched said if you take a Starion with you, you can talk him into biting this chick. And if you get him to bite this chick, then she'll give you some potion that gives you a +2 to your strength. Like a permanent +2 buff to your strength. Or something like that. But apparently the only way to get the potion is to make him bite her. Yeah, I don't run with him. It's funny. It's funny. My kid, right? He started his own single player on his laptop, and then the end of last week he decided he was going to start all over and do another run. And he's a monk, right? So he likes to punch people, because monks are unarmed combat, I guess. And bad things. Oh, jeez. Okay. So that did not work out so good. But you know, it could have been a lot worse. It could have been a lot worse. So he's a monk. He runs with a Starion. He told me he let Lizelle die. He's not really going to resurrect her because he didn't like her. He said, I figured at some point she would try to kill me, so I just left her dead. It's so funny. It's fun to see him do his thing. Well, I mean, you gotta earn her respect, right? Tukey. I tell you what, in my playthrough, I decided I was gonna save Isabel and the Night Song. And oh, I'm not gonna spoil it because, well, that did not turn out how I expected it to turn out. Let me tell you. There was a very, very interesting twist. Great demand. What's the great demand? Well, I told you. I turned him into a sheep. And I thought for sure it wouldn't work. So when it did work, I was like, are you kidding me? Right? He turned himself into a sheep, or I turned him into a sheep. So for the whole battle, he just, you know, grazed off to the side. No, we don't have grass. All right, I think everybody's good. Food-wise, we probably need to top off our forager. Yeah. All right, let's go top this off. And I didn't even know that he was going to be, you could run across him in the temple. Because like I said, I watched the guy play through and he never encountered the guy other than when he went down to fight. But earlier, did you get the ring? There's a really special ring at the Fight Yourself trial. I didn't know about the ring until I watched the video today and I went back and got it. But there's a ring. There's a ring that basically is like an executioner ring or something. Where the next attack roll after you kill someone with a melee attack is guaranteed to be a critical hit. What is going on here? Okay. I didn't have that ring before, but oh, I do now. Right, that's going straight to, that went straight to my barbarian. For me, it was, well, you know, you don't have to actually kill them with themselves. For me, when we were fighting myself, I kept going invisible. Made it impossible to attack myself. Why is it stuck? There we go. So what do you all think about doing an open bale stacking challenge call one night? I don't know what penalty. Like, what penalty? Alright, there we go. I don't know, there's so many layers to that, it's crazy. All right. Contract 83%. Ah, yes. Okay. Yeah, I had Cheater's Folly. I didn't know where it came from. Alright, we got that. Yeah, I got camping supplies for days. Now on Tactician, right? On Tactician you need to oh, I can't. I can't ah, there we go. We'll grab this. I'll say I can't do the pig food. So I only have one trailer. Yeah, on Tactician you need to do 80 to do a long rest, but still. David and I had not really heard that, but, you know, step it up. That's all I can say. Step it up. Captain Kirk. Well, let's just, from what I understand, you're given lots of opportunities to bed lots of things. I don't know how I ended up with it, but I accidentally had an evening under the stars with Gale. I mean, once I figured out what's going on, I'm like, dude, no, no, you've completely misunderstood everything. I mean, it had bugs, but come on, a 3+ year early access cycle to really flesh out the first third of the game. You know, how about more devs do that level of play testing? But it had its own. I mean, there were performance bugs, I think, in Act 3. I've had a few stutters at Moonrise Towers when there's a lot of people around, so it'll be interesting to see how Act 3 looks. I'm still pursuing or going through some more of the Act 2 content. So I did fire up a Paladin. The kid wanted to restart our multiplayer that we were doing, so I decided I was going to be a Paladin. And apparently I should not have gotten Lizelle out of the cage she was in. So I shouldn't have broke her out of her prison, because when I did, like, this Paladin dude showed up and he's like, there will be a reckoning tonight to atone for your you know, for violating your vows or something. I was like, what? What? I didn't, what? I was confused. I'm like, should I have let someone else shoot her out? Yeah, I couldn't get through the fireplace in my single player for a long time. It was after we had done it in multiplayer, so I knew where to go. But it's like it wouldn't let me walk in there. But I think, I mean, would you say that Starfield's been a fairly bug low release? I gotta do more jumping. Apparently there's benefits to saving the hag. She gives you a gift of hair, and the hair can +1 one of your stats. And then if you save her, I guess she turns up in Act 3. And then I heard that if you let Vasco remove the tadpole, or try to, he ends up poking your eye out, but then gives you an eye that you can detect invisible things. So it's like, you know, maybe you want to get your eye poked out so you can see invisible people that are up close. But in general, it's kind of put developers on point. It can be done. Don't be talking about how it's impossible to release not bug free, but non-game breaking bugs on day one. Oh, a permanent deep. Whoa, that's no good. That's no good. -1 perception, like, no, you really shouldn't have done that. That's a bad idea. Alright, let's speed up the truck, Chuck. So who's been playing Medieval Dynasty, or who played that back when it was first coming out? That's something I messed around a little bit with, but, you know, again, when Simper becomes my sugar daddy, then I can just focus on games and gaming. Yeah, that's definitely bad. But Kingdom Come Deliverance is something that I wanted to do at some point. Maybe. How old do you have to be to retire? Yeah, that's what I'll do. I don't know if we're getting a patch before Oxbow or not. Richard, did you hear that from somebody? Now, I wouldn't balk at a jar of this infamous pepper jelly. What do I need to get a jar of infamous pepper jelly? Raznak is here. Yeah, Raznak, he buys not barrels of monkeys. He buys cases of cowtails. This man is a cowtail fiend. I tell you, we went to PAX. I didn't see one day that he didn't have a cowtail hanging out of his mouth. It was like, dude, we're in public. You have cowtails next to your pickles? That is disgusting. Pickles are disgusting. Yeah. I'm sure you're doing a lot of that. %78 done. I want to keep the corn, so I want to make dried corn. Okay. Oh, everything that is left on the field is mine. Nice. Sure. Sure, Raz, if that's what you want to think it is. Why don't you look it up? You know, you're never but one random Google search away from, you know, certain things that we can't talk about at 9:15 at night. How goes your Starfield gameplay? I can't live vicariously through you anymore because you're not putting it up. Yes, it's kind of a caramely, sugary candy, right? My daughter bought like a giant bag of them from Amazon or something. I was like, what is all of that? Just give me any candy bar with nougat. I'm happy. I'll just sit at home and chew on some nougat. They still do warheads, yeah. The hard sour candies. Or the chewy variety. I tell you, I like sweet tart chews. Those are nice. Oh, refuel? Are you serious? My AI helper ran this thing out of fuel. I did fill it. You may never notice, but the AI help will never run out of fuel. They'll keep running, and then when they quit, you'll jump in, it'll be bone dry. I've seen cookies and cream. We were talking earlier today. I'm not a big fan of the Three Musketeers. That's the one with kind of the chocolate fluff in it. All right, let's get this thing back to the farm. You spaced your robot? No. No. I want anything nougat. We've had this discussion before on what is nougat. It's a fabulous confectionery. Oh, did a companion chuck a grenade at you? You could deep fry. You could deep fry cowtails. Today at lunch we had an abomination. We had stuffed peppers. But the stuffed peppers were stuffed with just white rice. And then they had cheese on top. And then the peppers themselves were not fully cooked. It's an absolute abomination. I mean, the ones that we usually have are, one, the pepper is cooked to the point where it's near mush, and it is barely able to hold itself together. Two, it's got to be a meat and rice mix. And three, it needs to have a, like a tomato base sauce on top. Okay, let's go collect our money. We'll have over 300K once we move into November, which is what we're going to do next. I had a broccoli and cheddar soup. That was good. A little steamed broccoli on the side. And, well, some way overcooked, way dry grilled chicken. You know, the kind of dry grilled chicken where you can sit it in a vat of water, and when you take it out of a vat of water and cut it, it's still bone dry. Yeah, that's the kind of dry chicken I had. So I ended up soaking it in the chicken and broccoli soup. Oh, Raz, there was an Alma, Missouri was listed as coming out soon. And then there was a something county by DR Modding was listed. Started with a T. It's like not a normal name. That's supposedly coming out soon. So Alma, Missouri is like a Ohio Richlands and Idaho something. Yeah, it would be Tathion, Tathiton. Yeah, that one. Tathiton, I don't know. How are you going to say that one? Why are you not popping up? Let's just make an ultra sharp corner. There we go. Oh, look at that sunset. All right. Corn dryer. Activation complete. Oh, indeed, Raz, indeed. I've mentioned it a few times before to him. If you make it generally available, then people will be less apt to be inclined to try or want to crack the DLC for the purpose of getting to that stuff. Make it easier to be legit. That's all I can say. People want to be legit. They would prefer to be legit. It's just they can't always be legit. When things are difficult to get. Alright, so our pricing. To be clear, I'm not advocating cracking anything. I'm just saying. We're not selling that anytime soon. I'm just saying. It's just like music piracy in the 80s, not the 80s, but in the 90s. Napster and all those other ways of getting your digital music on your digital media players, because people did not have a good source for getting that digital content legally and easily. Of course, once you did get that capability, then through the iTunes store or through various other legitimate music store outlets, well, a lot of the people stopped using those other illegitimate sources. Big food. Exactly, that is exactly what I've told them. If you open it up, if you document, if you provide mappers with that information, then they will develop maps for the DLC that require the DLC, so people need the DLC to play the maps they want to play. I'm not saying unlock it such that people don't need the DLC to use it. By all means, have it be required. $276 still. Do need to check. Wiggly wigglies. Yeah, I can put one more. I think we can put one more load in there. And we really don't need to be worried too much about manufacturing pig feed to keep up. They're not eating that fast. I mean, it came up when that map author, that French map author, I think he was hawking his map and being very boisterous about cracking the DLC and using those cracked DLC assets in his map and everything, and Giants basically gave him a cease and desist notice on that, and then the guy was like, I don't even know why they're doing that. Well, it's pretty obvious why they're doing that, but okay. There we go. All right, let's see what we can get into. Our cows should be good. Those cows should be good. Sheep are fine. The chickens are good. So our animals are fine. Our production, we can turn that off. We can turn that off. Shut that down. Shut that down. Our milk. Alright, we could... Let's go restock our bakery. We can only hope, David. We can only hope, right? We're hopefully just a few months away from finding out if there's going to be a year 3 season pass, or if there's going to be no year 3 season pass, which would somewhat indicate that there might be a new game coming the end of 2024. Last December is when they announced the year 2 season pass, so I'd assume if there is going to be a year 3 pass, they would announce that the end of this year. Farmer Trio, what's up? What is up? I think 3 years is a fine dev cycle, but I fear there's too much momentum lost if we go too far beyond that. Especially with the number, the year in the title. You know, there are folks that will see, oh, Farm Sim 22, that's kind of old. Right, it's 2024. Is there anything else out, right? Anything newer than that? And they might see that there's a mobile game, but then, yeah, be distracted because it's a mobile. Raz is thinking we're going to go to fall of 2025 before we get a new release, so Farm Sim 26. Is that what you're saying? Make sure this is where the dairy is. Yeah, okay. I'm thinking we'll have a couple DLCs early in the year, but then we'll get the announcement of an FS25, obviously before FarmCon, and then FarmCon will be all about what's coming up. That's my general take. I don't think the DLC train is over. I just don't think we'll see a full-on pass with four or five packs. Any word, Straw Harvest? Right? Lots of people were thinking Straw Harvest was coming when Creative Mesh dropped some of those teasers pre-FarmCon about 3 bales side by side. Well, we ended up getting the emergency pack instead from Creative Mesh at FarmCon. So that got updated recently. We're down to 3 months. 3 months left in 2023. Could there be a surprise third-party DLC in those coming months? Might we have Straw Harvest in October? Maybe a Christmas gift? A Christmas gift that keeps on taking because it would not be free? Maybe. Okay. Oh, we left our mulcher up here. Mulching away. Grass ready to be mowed? Nope. We'll get that going. We still have sugar beet, corn, sugar beet, sunflowers, sugar beet, soybeans. We have our silage bale contract, a hay contract, another hay contract, 28, 27, 28, and 27. I don't know about that. Mulch. Where's the mulch? Oh, missed a little bit. That's what we wanted. Disconnect. Yes, they are hiring for more positions in Chicago. One of them is a event coordinator, so they can have more U.S. or more North American centric events. Head over to the field by the BGA. Just think, Raz, you can move your family to Chicago and occupy your days by coordinating and setting up and planning events. Like PAX East, PAX West, maybe the National Farm Machine Show, maybe the Farm Machinery Toy Show. You could arrange a Midwest farm sim meetup. Off we go. Yeah, that's, from what I understand, that's the biggest thing that's holding Giants back right now on the North American side at being at more events is not having a full-time coordination staff. Right now I think Kermit's doing a lot of that, and or staff back at the main office, just trying to coordinate that. Of course, everyone that got to attend PAX West, from what I understand, had a opportunity to check out Premium in a preview build, and maybe even had an opportunity to try that new Hori farm vehicle control set. I mentioned I reached out to them through their website to see about getting a review sample. We'll see what comes of that. I don't know if we'll have any fortune in doing that or not. I figured I could give my views on it. I told them that I've established over the years a foundation of honest reviews for maps, and therefore doing a hardware review on their farming-centric control bundle would be not too much of an extension of what the channel already gets lots of views for. So we'll see. We'll see. It's supposed to release late November. I've heard November 16th. I think it's just a few days after Premium. And I've also heard the end of November. I think possibly ship date is the end of November. They might not. Farmer G, they might not, right? But it's one of those, it's one of those, yeah, it's one of those things that if they want to send me a little money my way, right, and do a little sponsored video, that's fine. I just make it extremely clear up front, this is a sponsored video, right? This is not a review, this is a sponsored video. Showing off the bundle. Whereas a review would be, you know, no money's changed hands here, right? They sent me the bundle. I evaluated the bundle. Here's my thoughts on the bundle. Like it or not. Yeah, that's the key when you see channels do sponsored videos. You can be assured that there's money involved. And wherever there's money involved, well, you know, are you getting the full story? I know you talked about trying to set up a Raz Fest. Is that still a dream and a prayer? There we go. That's one done. Just gonna grab the other one. And then that's probably where we'll cut it for the night. Getting out of the field mode. Sometime this week, I think we're going to set up a come one, come all. Challenge the North American bale stacking champion in an open challenge. Should be fun. We'll just load up the bale stacking event and open it up to anyone and everyone that wants to join. And we'll just do round after round after round and see how many times I can be beat. Because you all have known, right? You all know now. I am the official GPortal US Bale Stacking Champion 2023. We did it. Now's your opportunity to beat the champion, which shouldn't be that hard. I don't know what day I'm going to do it yet. No, no. BF won't be hosting. I don't know what day we're going to do it. We don't have ACC practice on Wednesday now, so we might do it Wednesday. I don't know, we might do it Thursday. I think Friday is going to be busy, so it'll have to be done before Friday. Right now I'm leaning on Wednesday. I need to look into if it's as simple as picking the bale stacking map on a server to do a server that way. That way everyone has latency. The cheese way of doing it would be to self-host it. And if I self-host it, which is fine, then I have an inherent advantage because I have a zero latency connection. Whereas everyone else would have some amount of latency. Not that much. It would have some. Although I do expect Raz to participate with his new fancy fast internet. He's probably 1,000 times better. Have you done multiplayer since your new internet? That should go well. Oh, well, thank you, Sipper. Thank you. Thank you. We were able to successfully win 4 rounds to become U.S. champion, and then got dethroned for the global championship. Ah, yes. It's been to space for sure. But only once, right? If it happens and it's not broadcast on the internet, did it really actually happen? If no one's there to actually witness it, quite possibly it never happened. Wednesday during the day, well, if I'm not preoccupied, I might try to catch it. Dwayne, aren't you meaning Buzz Lightbeer? And the Schultz, or is it the Schlitz adult beverage? There we go. We're in our groove. So this one goes to the animal dealer. This one goes to sell everything. Are you kidding me? That's a good one. Beer Light Buzz. I mean, you don't have to worry about other people using the internet now. You should have more than enough power that everyone can stream at your house and no one will have a clue. This Space Ranger is brought to you by Cheerwine. Our today's episode is brought to you by freeze-dried poutine. The worst thing you could ever possibly eat in space. Avery, alright, catch you later. We're going to be done here in a few minutes. We're just going to finish up mowing this up, and then we're going to say goodbye for the day. Well, Tookie, you're just going to have to get yourself some. Maybe it's not slowed across the Mississippi. Because if you have to get a barge of it across the Mississippi, because the barge captain ends up drinking it all. Well, Raz, everybody gets spaced into the star. Right? That's your funerals in a space-faring world. They just shoot you into the star. Become stardust once again. We don't need to contaminate the ground. Chunks? Is that what you're saying? Maybe Vinny needs to make his way into space. Right? Was that the name of the guy at the a farm dealer. You can resurrect that character. Lenny, yeah. Yeah, you can get Lenny from Lenny and Squiggy. Lenny goes to New Atlantis to set up a new machinery dealership. Lifestyles of the rich and geriatric. Is it one of those things where there's no cats in space, but an overabundance of Chinese food? Oh, there's a Bale. From the last time we did a Bale contract on that field. Who would have thunk we'd have left the Bale out? Again. Alright guys, I want to thank y'all for coming out and watching tonight's live stream. Entertain me for a couple hours. Hopefully I entertained you for a couple hours. Big question we're trying to answer on the channel is, what is next? What are we going to do post Carpathian countryside? What map may we be picking up? I think what we decided is at some point this week we will indeed be doing an open call out bale stacking challenge. Come and beat the champion, which I have no doubt that you will be able to. We could do some MP. The only problem is, you know, daily schedules are going to be subject to map releases. But there is an opportunity to do something in multiplayer for a couple weeks before Motorsport drops, before City Skylines drops, and before Premium drops. Till next time, happy farming.